Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathy and I'm going to be doing this look right here. You know, nothing too crazy. We're gonna get our coffee first, wash our face, get our headband on so we can start this. The first thing I like to do is going to be my eyeshadow. I typically do my eyebrows first so that I can, contour them and have my eyes with the concealer on them already, but I got too excited, so I did my eyes first. And I'm just doing it with a basic concealer, nothing too crazy. I like to bring it up to my temple so that I can wing out my eyeshadow. And I use a little fluffy brush to put on the powder to, help it stick on my eye. You know how we go. You know how we do. And I did my eyebrows. Did them super quick, nothing too crazy. We all do it a little differently. We all have different shaped eyebrows. I used the Scotch tape and I put it on the back of my hand to get the residue off so it's not so harsh on my eye. And I just put it underneath my lower lashes. And I'm going in with this Jeffree Star palette. It's my little brother's. And, I share my makeup with his, he shares it with me. He shares his makeup with me. I'm using this color on my crease. It's going to be our first base color, just to help create a little bit of depth in our eyes. I do windshield wiper motions back and forth, and I bring it up towards the tape so that it can start creating that cat eye. And I'm going in with a little bit of darker brown color. I'm going to leave this lower than the first color we put on. And I'm going to bring it a little bit into the inner corner of my eye just to create a little bit more length. Again, I'm bringing it towards the tape so it creates a cat eye. And I'm going in with the gray. First thing I'm going to do is tap it on because working with browns, working with grays and blacks can be a little scary. So I'm just tapping it where I want it, not moving the brush very much. And kind of windshield wiping it slowly back and forth. I'm going to be going in with a small brush to create a little bit of precision on that crease so it creates more depth. And then I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and blend it all out, make it look a little bit seamless. I like to use this liquid liner from Revlon, and I used to use their hard tip, but this one's their flexible tip. It just moves a little bit more, which is fine. You just get used to working with different things. And I create little lines, like connect the dot almost, and make sure it all looks perfect. Bringing it in towards the inner corner just to create more length in the eye. And then I'm going to be going in with a black eyeshadow with a small brush. The small brush will help create precision so that it gets real sharp. And start by fluffing it out a little bit. I want this to be like the eyeliner, so I'm gonna try to keep it as perfect as possible. I switched to a smaller brush because we need that precision. I like to bring it down on the eyeliner because it helps the eyeliner stay a little bit better, and it, creates a little bit more depth to the eyeliner. I've been missing YouTube, I've been missing editing and filming. I'm not really into makeup anymore, like I stopped wearing makeup, and so I've been finding it hard to have a niche, like everybody does with YouTube. I've been thinking about doing cooking, like baking, filming me cooking, baking, whatever, because I really enjoy being in the kitchen, making sandwiches for my man. I'm just kidding, but I took the tape off and you can see how sharp that line is. I'm going to clean it up a little bit with a makeup wipe, make sure everything looks perfect, and then my next step is to go in with one of the brown colors that I used in the first beginning of the eye, is to put it at the lower part of the eye, blend it out a little bit. You don't want to leave the bottom part of your eye bare because it looks kind of funky if you have like a full eye on and then the bottom of it is just bare. So I'm moving on to my face. What I like to do is go in with a beauty blender with the Professional. I enjoy doing this because I feel like it creates more of a seamless base for my foundation, and you know, I put it everywhere. I put it where I'm troublesome, which is around my nose and my cheeks is where the pores are the largest. And I'm going to use one of my favorite full coverage foundations. It's the Tape Shape by Tarte. It's their Dewy Foundation. I have dry skin, so a dewy foundation works best for me. If you have oily skin, then a matte foundation would work pretty good for you. And I just put this everywhere, you know, like you do with foundation. I bring it up into my hairline so it doesn't look freaking weird. I use my concealer brush to go around my eyebrows because I don't want it to look, you know, weird, spotty. But at the end, I did end up just going over my eyebrows again with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz because I messed it up a little bit. You always want to bring it down to your neck. You don't want to look like you're wearing a mask. And I don't like the foundation on my lips. It looks weird, so I took it off with the makeup wipe and I put some lip gloss on. And I'm using my concealer, probably the same one that I use for my eyes. And I like to use a small beauty blender to blend that out. It gets in all the cracks and crevices and it helps create a nice sharp line that keeps it, you know, there. And then to make it look a little bit more seamless, I'm blending out the bottom eyeshadow into the concealer. And then I'm going to go in with a damp beauty blender, and I like to use a condensed powder instead of a loose powder. I feel like a loose powder with my dry skin makes it look a little bit more dry and cracky and cakey. So I just use a condensed powder, the same one I used for the base of my concealer at the beginning. And this is where I go in and redo my brow shape, make it look a little bit more perfect. You know, no big deal, just a perfectionist here. This is my favorite contour palette. It's Becca and Jaclyn Hill. I'm using the darkest shade in the palette, which is their contour shade. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, so it's nice for, you know, fall or spring, whatever you like to use it for. I use a big fluffy brush to put it on, and then I go in with a more condensed brush to create that contoured look. I start on my cheeks, I always start on my cheeks, and then I go to my nose, and then I'll do my chin and my forehead as well. I always do my nose. I feel like my makeup is not complete if I don't do my nose, if I don't finish it up, because I got that big ass nose from my daddy. And then I'll put a little bit on the bottom of my lip just to create that fuller lower lip. And I make sure everything looks even, makes it look good, blend it out a little bit more as well. And then I'll go in with my Champagne Pop. and I'll go in with a little beauty blender. I like using the beauty blender with my highlight because I feel like it looks a little bit more seamless, a little bit more natural. And then I'll use my finger as well to, you know, blend it out. I always put it at the bottom of my eyebrow and my inner corner of my eyes. It helps pop the eyes a little bit more, and I'll always put it at my cupid's bow because I got those white girl lips. We gotta do what we can to make them look a little bit bigger. And here we go, going in with another damp beauty blender and that condensed powder. I'm just evening out the contour. I feel like it really finishes off the look, and this is the finished look. I really did enjoy this look. I did it honestly a few months ago, and I'm just now starting to edit it, but you know, you do what you do when you're a procrastinator. Here we are, and if you made it this far, thank you. Go ahead, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe, or do what you want, whatever. And stay hydrated. Drinking water is very important. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, babes.